Have you ever noticed how, as we get older, even the simplest everyday movements can suddenly feel a little more uncertain? Things we never thought twice about when we were younger, a loose rug in the living room, stepping off a curb downtown, or walking across a freshly mopped kitchen floor, now seem like little challenges that test our balance. It's not a weakness, it's awareness. And the truth is, for many folks over 60, one unexpected fall can change more than just a single day. It can mean weeks of painful recovery, losing some independence, or even a permanent shift in how you live your life. But here's something few people realize. Most falls are not just random accidents. Many of them can be prevented simply by adjusting the way we walk. Physical therapists and aging experts have identified 6 simple walking habits that make a huge difference in staying steady, safe, and confident. And here's the best part: you don't need fancy shoes, expensive equipment, or a gym membership. These are things you can practice right where you are, even inside your own home. So, stay with me until the end, because the final walking trick is the one that most seniors overlook. Yet it's often the one that saves the most lives. Before we dive in, I'd love to know where you're watching from today. Drop your city or state in the comments below. And if you have your own balance or walking tips, share them. Your words might be the very thing someone else needs to hear. Step 1. Head position awareness. When we think about balance, the first images that usually come to mind are strong legs, careful steps, and maybe even supportive shoes. But one of the most important factors in safe walking actually begins higher up, right at the head. The position of the head might not seem like it has much to do with balance, yet it acts as the steering wheel for the rest of the body. Wherever the head points, the shoulders, spine, and hips tend to follow. If the head is held upright, the body naturally aligns, the chest opens, and breathing becomes easier. Posture improves without extra effort, and balance feels steadier. On the other hand, when the head tilts down for long periods, the upper body leans forward, the shoulders round, and the back begins to curve. This subtle shift pulls the center of gravity forward, making each step less secure. It may not be noticeable at first, but over time it increases the risk of stumbling or falling. It is easy to understand why many older adults walk with their eyes constantly on the floor. It feels safer to check every step, to watch for cracks, rugs, or uneven ground. The intention is good, but ironically, this habit can create more danger than it prevents. By staring down, vision becomes limited to only what is directly under the feet. That means obstacles a few feet away, such as a step or a change in flooring, may not be seen in time. At the same time, posture collapses, which adds strain to the back and reduces stability. A simple way to correct this is to follow what some therapists call the 20 and 80 rule. The idea is to look forward about 80% of the time and glance down only about 20%. Instead of constantly bending the head, let the eyes do most of the scanning. This keeps posture upright and allows the body to move with more natural rhythm. Looking 10 to 15 feet ahead is often the sweet spot. It gives awareness of what is coming without losing track of the ground. Practicing this habit can be done right at home, in a safe hallway or along a clear path. Walk slowly while focusing your eyes ahead. Every so often, glance down with just the eyes to confirm each step. Then return to looking forward. At first, this may feel unfamiliar, especially if the habit of looking down has been strong for years. But with repetition, the body adapts quickly. Soon, it begins to feel natural again, as though the body remembers what it was designed to do. The benefits of keeping the head lifted go beyond simply avoiding falls. Upright posture makes breathing easier, because the chest is open and the lungs have more room to expand. The stride often feels smoother and lighter, because the body is no longer hunched forward in a position of caution. Shoulders relax, tension eases, and even the mind feels calmer. Many people describe a renewed sense of confidence when they start walking this way. Instead of feeling trapped by fear of falling, they feel more in control, more capable, and more connected to their surroundings. This adjustment also helps the brain. Walking is not just physical, it is also mental. The brain relies on visual information to plan each movement when the gaze is fixed on the floor. The brain has very little information about what is coming next. But when the eyes are lifted and the head is upright, the brain receives a wider picture of the environment and can respond more effectively. This reduces surprises and allows for smoother, safer movement. So, the next time you find yourself walking through your home, down the driveway, or across a store aisle, take a moment to notice where your head is. If you catch yourself staring at the ground, remind yourself to lift your gaze. Let the eyes look forward. Let the posture rise, and let the body follow. Such a small habit may not seem like much, but it can make every step safer, more confident, and more enjoyable. Step 2. Arm swing rhythm. When people think about walking, most of the attention usually goes to the legs and the feet. They are the parts that carry the weight and push us forward. But what often gets forgotten is that our arms play a major role in keeping us balanced. In fact, the natural rhythm of arm swing is one of the body's hidden tools for stability. And when it disappears, walking becomes less steady. The way our bodies are designed, every step has a rhythm. As the right leg moves forward, the left arm naturally swings ahead. As the left leg moves forward, the right arm swings with it. This cross pattern balances the slight twist of the torso, helps the shoulders stay steady, and keeps the whole stride smooth. It is something we all learned without thinking when we were young, and for most of our lives. It happens automatically. But as we age, this simple rhythm can start to fade. Part of the reason is stiffness. Shoulders may not move as easily as they once did, or arthritis may limit motion. Another reason is habit. Carrying a cane, a bag, or always holding something in one hand can interfere with the swing. And then there is fear. When someone worries about falling, the natural instinct is to brace. The body stiffens, the shoulders tighten, and the arms freeze at the sides. Unfortunately, that reaction makes balance worse, not better. Without the arms swinging, the body loses one of its natural stabilizers, and walking feels more shaky. I once heard about George, a 74-year-old from Florida, who had slowly developed the habit of walking with his arms tight against his sides. He thought it made him safer, because he felt braced for a stumble, but he noticed that he was tripping more often, not less. When he began working with a therapist, the first thing he was told was, "George, let your arms move again." At first, it felt awkward, almost unnatural, because he had gone years without it. But after a few days of practice, he noticed that his steps became smoother and that sense of tension in his body began to ease. Within weeks, walking no longer felt like a careful shuffle. It felt like the steady, natural motion he remembered from years ago. You can do the same thing. Restoring your arm swing does not require strength or speed. It only requires awareness. Keep your elbows relaxed instead of stiff, and allow your arms to move gently as you walk. You don't need to exaggerate or swing dramatically, just a natural, soft rhythm is enough. Even if one shoulder feels weaker than the other, it still helps to move the stronger side. One arm swinging freely is far better than none. If you are unsure how to begin, try a few simple habits. Stand near a sturdy surface like a kitchen counter and march in place for a minute, letting your arms follow the rhythm of your legs. Walk across a room while softly counting your steps, noticing whether your arms are joining in. Before heading out the door, spend 30 seconds simply swaying your arms back and forth, like a warm-up. These small practices retrain the body and remind it of the natural rhythm that has always been there. Something else happens when you allow your arms to move freely. Walking no longer feels like a stiff, careful task, it feels lighter. Your mind feels less tense, and your confidence begins to return. The fear of falling eases when your body moves the way it was designed to, and the simple act of letting your arms swing can lift not only your balance but also your mood. So the next time you step out to the mailbox, head into the grocery store, or even walk down your own hallway, take notice of your arms. If they are frozen at your sides, remind yourself to relax. Let them move with you. They are your built-in balance poles, and they are meant to help you stay steady. If this tip encourages you, take a moment to leave a comment below. Do you notice your arms swinging naturally when you walk? Or have they become stiff with time? Sharing your experience might inspire someone else who is facing the same challenge. And if you find these reminders helpful, please remember to like this video and subscribe to The Elderly Wisdom, because we have many more practical steps to share that can help you stay strong, confident, and independent. Now that we've explored the rhythm of your arms, let's move a little further down the body, because while your arms steady the upper half, the way your feet actually land on the ground is just as important. In step 3, we'll look at why so many older adults begin shuffling instead of walking heel to toe, and how this one small change can make a huge difference in preventing trips and falls. Step 3. Heel-toe landing. When we talk about safe walking, it is not just about where your feet land, but how they land. Many people don't realize that the pattern of each step matters just as much as posture or stride length. The body is designed to walk with a natural sequence. The heel touches the ground first, the foot rolls forward, and then the toes push off to complete the step. This heel-to-toe rhythm keeps movement smooth, helps absorb shock, and keeps the body aligned. With age, however, that natural motion often begins to change. Instead of rolling heel to toe, many older adults start placing the foot flat all at once, or sometimes even landing on the toes first. At first, it feels like a safer choice. It may seem easier, or it may simply be the result of stiff joints and weak ankles. But over time, this habit leads to problems. Flat steps shorten the stride, reduce muscle activity, and increase the chance of dragging a foot or catching a toe on the edge of a rug or a crack in the sidewalk. Betty, a 78-year-old from California, once shared how this shift affected her. She had fallen twice in her home, both times while shuffling across the living room. Her doctor explained that the problem wasn't just bad luck, it was the way she was walking. By skipping the heel-to-toe motion, she had lost the built-in stability that her body had relied on for decades. With a little practice, she was able to retrain her steps, and within a few weeks, she noticed a remarkable difference. She was no longer tripping over the smallest things. You can try the same kind of practice. The goal is not to take bigger steps or to force the motion, but simply to remind your body of what it already knows. One easy exercise is to walk slowly across a safe space in your home, focusing on letting the heel touch the ground first. Feel the roll of your foot as it moves toward the ball, and then the toes. At first, it may feel awkward, especially if you have been shuffling for years, but the body remembers quickly. Another helpful trick is to walk barefoot across a towel laid on the floor. The soft texture allows you to really feel the movement from heel to toe, giving your muscles and nervous system the feedback they need. With regular practice, even for just a few minutes a day, the pattern becomes natural again. The benefits go beyond simply preventing trips. Heel-to-toe walking activates more of the muscles in the legs and feet, which in turn improves circulation and strength. It also helps the stride feel smoother and less heavy. Many people are surprised at how much more confident they feel after only a short time of focusing on this habit. Instead of creeping along with flat steps, they begin to move with the kind of steady rhythm that feels both natural and secure. So, the next time you head down your hallway or out onto the porch, pay attention to how your feet land. Are you shuffling? Are you planting the whole foot flat at once? Or are you letting the heel lead and the toes finish the step? That one small adjustment can make a powerful difference in your safety and your confidence. Now that we have explored how your feet should land on the ground, let's talk about how far they should go, because even if you are walking heel to toe, the length of your stride makes a big difference in your stability. In step 4, We will uncover why smaller steps often mean safer steps, and how changing the size of each stride can give you more control and less risk of falling. Step 4. The power of small steps. One of the simplest habits that can make walking safer is learning to take smaller steps. It might sound almost too basic to matter, but the length of your stride has a big influence on how steady you feel. When we are younger, long strides often feel natural and even efficient. We can cover more ground with fewer steps, and we rarely think about the mechanics. But as the body changes with age, those long strides can start to work against us. When a foot reaches too far ahead, the center of gravity shifts back, placing extra stress on the knees, hips, and lower back. This shift also slows your ability to recover if something unexpected happens, like a patch of uneven ground or a slippery surface. In other words, the longer the step, the less control you have in the moment you need it most. Shorter steps, on the other hand, help keep the weight centered and closer to the body. That centered position allows quicker reaction time and greater stability. It also makes it more likely that the foot will lift cleanly off the ground, reducing the risk of dragging the toes or catching on something for anyone using a cane or a walker. Smaller steps are especially helpful because they make it easier to move the device smoothly without reaching too far forward. You can easily test the difference. Try walking across a room at your usual pace and count how many steps you take in 10 seconds. Then repeat the same walk using slightly shorter steps and count again. Most people find that their number goes up, which is a good sign. More steps in the same amount of time means the strides are shorter, the weight is better centered, and the body is moving with more control. It might not feel as quick or efficient at first, but it usually feels safer and more stable. The goal is not to shuffle or creep along. It is about keeping the stride compact enough to stay balanced while still allowing forward motion. Think of it as finding a rhythm that feels steady rather than stretched. Over time, the body learns to prefer this pattern because it requires less effort to recover from a misstep, and it reduces the strain on joints. This adjustment also has a psychological benefit. Many people notice that when they shorten their stride, the fear of falling begins to ease. With long steps, every movement feels like a risk. With shorter steps, walking feels more manageable, more predictable, and more secure. That sense of control is what builds confidence, and confidence is often the missing piece when it comes to balance. So the next time you walk through your home or step out onto the driveway, pay attention to how far your feet are reaching. If you find yourself stretching ahead, remind yourself to shorten the stride just a little. Keep your weight under you rather than reaching too far forward. This small change can give you more stability than you expect. If this tip makes sense to you, take a moment to practice it today, and if you are finding these reminders useful, a simple way to support this channel is to click the like button. It helps share this message with more people who might need it. Now that we've looked at how the length of each step affects balance, let's move on to something even more important. Because balance doesn't just come from your feet, it begins at the center of your body. In Step 5, we'll explore why core strength is really balance strength and how a few gentle habits can make you feel steady and secure in every part of your walk. Step 5. Core strength is balance strength. When people think of balance, the focus is often on strong legs and steady feet, but the real foundation of stability lies in the center of the body. The core, the muscles of the stomach, lower back, and hips provides the support that keeps every step steady. Without it, even healthy legs cannot prevent a stumble. The core is like the foundation of a home. If it weakens, everything above begins to lean and strain. With age, many people lose core strength without realizing it. Years of sitting more and moving less gradually reduce the ability of these deep muscles to hold the body upright. The result is slouched posture, unsteady steps, and the need to rely on walls or furniture for security. Dorothy, an 81-year-old from Michigan, once loved gardening but began experiencing frequent falls. She assumed her legs were the issue, But a therapist explained that her real challenge was a weak core. Instead of complicated workouts, she was given two simple habits: lifting 1 foot an inch off the ground while standing near a chair, and gently drawing in her belly while brushing her teeth. Within weeks, her stability improved, and she felt more confident returning to her daily activities. The lesson is clear. Core strength is balance strength. Gentle, consistent practice is more effective than intense exercise. Standing near a counter, lift 1 foot for a few seconds, switch, and repeat. While walking, lightly draw the belly inward and release. These subtle movements awaken muscles that quietly hold the body steady as the core grows stronger. Posture improves without effort. Instead of leaning forward or slumping, the body feels tall, supported, and stable. Walking becomes smoother, and each step feels more grounded. Confidence grows because the body no longer feels fragile. Many people describe it as being planted firmly, a sensation that reduces fear and allows more freedom. So, while legs and feet move us forward, remember that strength begins at the center. A steady core provides the stability for a steady stride, and with it comes not just safer walking, but the confidence to keep doing the things you love. Next, we'll look at something less about muscle and more about awareness. Because even with strength and practice, the surface under our feet can still surprise us. In Step 6, we'll explore how staying alert to floor changes and lighting shifts can prevent sudden slips and help every step feel secure. Step 6. Awareness of floor patterns and transitions. Many falls happen not because of weak legs or poor balance, but because of the floor itself. A change from carpet to tile, stepping onto a rug, or walking from bright light into a dim hallway can all disrupt stability. These small transitions often go unnoticed, yet they are among the most common reasons people stumble. As we grow older, the eyes and brain take longer to process changes in the environment. Moving from sunlight into shadow, or from a soft surface to a slippery one, requires a moment of adjustment. If the feet keep moving while the brain is still catching up, balance can be lost in an instant. Rugs with curled edges, shiny floors that reflect light, or thresholds between rooms are all common hazards. Even shadows across a floor can cause hesitation, because the brain needs more time to judge the depth. For anyone wearing bifocals, the risk is greater when stepping down, since lens shifts can distort how the ground appears. The solution is not to become fearful, but to walk with awareness. When approaching a change in flooring or lighting, slow down slightly, give yourself a pause, notice the surface before stepping forward. This moment allows the body to prepare and prevents surprises. A simple habit that helps is quietly naming the surface in your mind. As you step, think tile, carpet, or step down. It may sound small, but it focuses attention and keeps the body ready. Over time, this practice becomes natural. Instead of rushing, you move steadily, adjusting smoothly to each transition. Remember, intentional walking is safe walking. By allowing the body that extra second, you reduce the chance of slips and gain confidence in every step. If this reminder feels useful, please take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who may benefit. These small habits can protect independence and prevent unnecessary injuries. Now that we've covered all 6 habits: lifting your head, letting your arms swing, stepping heel to toe, taking smaller strides, strengthening your core, and paying attention to floor changes, it's time to reflect on something deeper. In the final part, we'll talk about the fear that often comes with aging and how these habits can do more than prevent falls. They can help restore freedom, dignity, and peace of mind. Final thought. Growing older often brings with it a quiet fear. The fear of falling, the fear of losing independence, the fear that one small misstep could change life in a way we never expected. That fear is real, and it can feel heavy, but it does not have to control you. The 6 walking habits we've talked about are more than just small adjustments. They are simple, powerful ways to remind your body how it was designed to move. Lifting your head, letting your arms swing, walking heel to toe, taking smaller strides, strengthening your core, and staying mindful of floor changes. Each one is a tool that gives back confidence and stability. What makes these habits special is that you can begin right now. No special shoes, no equipment, no gym membership, just the body you already have and the space you are standing in. Each step, no matter how small, is a chance to build strength and trust in yourself again. So as you move through your day, remember this: walking is not only about getting from one place to another, it is about freedom, dignity, and the confidence to keep moving forward. I'd love to know which of these habits spoke to you most today. Share your thoughts in the comments. They might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if you found this helpful, please like this video, subscribe to The Elderly Wisdom, and share it with a friend.